Buckle up and get ready, you're in for a treat. We have the heavyweight showdown of the century. Spokane versus Spokane Valley. Who's gonna win? We have no idea, but today we're gonna go ahead and get into it. We're gonna compare these two sister cities, dive deep into the differences that separate them, and highlight the things they have in common. All that and more in today's episode of Living in Spokane, so let's get to it. Spokane versus Spokane Valley. What are the differences? What separates them? What brings them together? Today we're going to go into all the ins and outs and the history behind these two sister cities, and we're finally going to see who comes out on top. We're going to start with Spokane. Located in eastern Washington, Spokane is the second largest city in the state of Washington. Nestled between the Rocky Mountains and the Cascade Range, with the Spokane River running right through the middle of it. Spokane offers scenic views and diverse neighborhoods with a distinct downtown district. Spokane encompasses over 68 miles of territory, but despite its size, we're still known as the biggest small town you've ever been to. Now, just east of us, our sister city of Spokane Valley. While smaller in size, encompassing just 38 miles of territory, Spokane Valley has a much more suburban feel to it. With a decent mix of both commercial and residential areas alike, the layout generally promotes a quieter atmosphere while still in close proximity to Spokane and Spokane's amenities. One thing to note is Spokane Valley oftentimes gets grouped together with places like Fairdale, Liberty Lake, Otis Orchards, and even Millwood. But it's important to note all those except Fairdale, which has been incorporated into Spokane Valley, are actual separate cities of themselves. One of the first topics I want to cover is the cost of living of both cities. Starting with Spokane, you're going to experience a higher than average cost of living compared to the national average, about 3% higher in fact. But what you're going to find is in the actual immediate region of the Pacific Northwest and Washington state itself, Spokane is going to have a 10% lower cost of living than the Washington average, 30% lower cost of living than our Seattle sister city. The Spokane Valley, on the other hand, can even be more affordable still, with many of the residential lots being at a lower price point than what you would find in Spokane. Meaning for some of you with larger families and a tight budget, Spokane Valley may be the perfect fit for you. Not only that, Spokane Valley has a lot more newer built homes in it. Think 1960s and up, while you're going to find more character-driven homes in Spokane. The 1960s and down to the turn of the century, early 1900s. Spokane Valley actually has a lot of retail within it, with Sprague being a major retail corridor. And let's not forget the Spokane Valley Mall. Well, Spokane, on the other hand, you're going to find most of the retail either in the downtown sector or north and south along the Division Corridor, which hosts the Downtown Mall and the Northtown Mall, respectively. One thing I always liked about living in the Spokane Valley is there's lots of options for lots that are larger in size, and the whole place is just less dense feeling than the Spokane neighborhoods. This is also reflected in Spokane Valley's crime rates, which tend to be lower than their Spokane counterpart. Another thing about living in the valley, you need to expect traffic when going to and from work. What I mean by that is the vast majority of job opportunities that you're going to have are going to be in the Spokane area, meaning you're going to have to take I-90 east and west. Both directions are going to have rush hour traffic based around the typical 9 to 5 careers. One of the major differences that I noticed between the two cities is that Spokane has a designated downtown area, while Spokane Valley just doesn't, which can mean the nightlife in Spokane can feel more robust than it does in the valley, with all the bars and restaurants, eateries and breweries, things to do that give a night scene life to a city. Speaking of jobs, what you're going to find is Spokane has a very diverse and robust job market compared to Spokane Valley. That doesn't mean Spokane Valley doesn't have jobs. It just means they're going to be more local, small business, and niche job opportunities. So if that sort of work environment is more your thing, then Spokane Valley really is the right place for you. While Spokane, on the other hand, Spokane is going to have major employers such as Providence and the other major hospitals that are in the city itself, giving many medical opportunities, as well as the city's many universities. Think Gonzaga, SCC, Whitworth, and many of the satellite schools will actually have locations based here like WSU and UW, creating an environment that has many opportunities for those seeking jobs in the education sector as well. Now, as far as outdoor recreation opportunities, what you're going to find is the vast majority of those are in the surrounding areas that surround the Spokane Valley metropolitan area, where you can find state parks, the Centennial Trail, over 76 lakes within an hour's drive, over a dozen ski resorts within 2 hours, as well as all the hunting and fishing and gaming opportunities that you could possibly want. But apples to apples, Spokane is going to have more parks and recreation within the city itself. I'm talking about Riverfront Park, Canyon Park, Manitou Park, Park this, Park that, Park this, Park that, so many parks. Not to mention the Spokane River, which actually runs through both Spokane Valley and the Spokane itself. As far as outdoor recreation is concerned, this entire region has it in abundance. Now, as far as family education is concerned, what you're going to find is the largest school district in the Spokane area itself is Spokane Public Schools, which is by far and away the largest school district in the region, while in the Valley, the largest school district they have is Central Valley School District, also a wonderful choice for families and your children alike. Now, as far as public transportation is concerned, what you're going to find is Spokane definitely has more public transportation options, while the Valley is more of a car-dependent lifestyle. If you're like me, that suits you just fine, but some of you do like the options that the cities provide to get you from A to B. Spokane has city buses, a skywalk system, designated bike lanes, and technically the Spokane International Airport. While Spokane Valley does tend to be biker friendly as well, there just isn't as many options available to them at the public level. One of the fun facts that a lot of transplants don't realize is that Spokane and Spokane Valley used to be all one and the same, and then about the mid-90s they split apart into two separate cities. And I can tell you, as a kid during that time, it was all the drama, and it's how I personally got introduced to the political scene of this area. Since then, what I have found is Spokane Valley is still growing and trying to come up with a good identity of its own, growing their economy, featuring more and more community-wide events. And what we're seeing is that they're really establishing that they are a city unto of themselves. Now, the reality is no winners here as far as who's better in this heavyweight showdown, but what I'm hoping here is that you'll have some takeaways that'll help you make a better, more informed decision of which place may suit you and your family's needs best. If close, immediate access to resources such as public transportation, healthcare work, upper level education, things of that nature, then Spokane is definitely the right place for you. While on the other hand, if slightly lower cost of living, a little bit larger, a little bit newer houses, and if a more roomy feel is more your thing, then Spokane Valley is definitely the destination for you. If you like what you saw today, if you would just do me a huge favor, hit that like button. It really helps push us in the algorithm. We are a growing channel and we appreciate it so much. And if you're thinking about moving to Spokane and you want to learn more, be sure to hit that subscribe button below. We are living in Spokane. We are relocation experts, and we get calls, texts, emails, and messages every single day from people just like you who are looking to move out here to our beautiful city of Spokane. Go ahead and give us a call. We'll take that inquiry and we'll help you A to Z, anything and everything to help facilitate your smooth move to our beautiful city. And until next time, guys, see you later.